I quite literally would have lost my mind and shaved my head bald. And I did learn my lesson a few times with bleach, like giving myself a bald spot. So let's call this 5 things that you need to know before you bleach your locks. Are you ready? Bleaching your locks feels like a lifelong commitment. Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Night. I'm Nay if you're new here and you didn't know. And today, as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm gonna put y'all onto game. I'm gonna put you onto some game, okay? I'm telling you what you need to know before you consider bleaching your locks, okay? So let's call this 5 things that you need to know before you bleach your locks. Are you ready? First things first, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already, because why not? You know, like, why wouldn't you subscribe? But by the end of the video, you're gonna want to subscribe anyway, so I just feel like you might as well do it right now. Yeah, all right, I gave you time, so you good. But if you didn't, then you got to the end of the video, so we can wait till then. But anyway, let's get right into the video because I don't want to waste your time. I bleached my locks 8 months into my journey. I literally lived with bleached hair for quite a while before starting my locks. Now granted, my hair was always short, and I did learn my lesson a few times with bleach, like giving myself a bald spot and a number of other things, patchy hair, but we're not gonna get into that. I bleached my locks 8 months into my journey, and I was like, you know, this is good timing. Like, I can do this. I got this, okay? Bleach my locks. I kind of knew that it was not the best idea the minute that the process started. So I'd say the first thing that you want to do is be sure that you are going to someone who is well versed in bleaching locks. I was going to my loctician who started my locks, who maintained my locks for the first 5 months, and if I ever felt like going back to someone, I would probably go back to her. Although I hope she doesn't see this video and like take it the wrong way. It's just that when she bleached my locks, she was new to doing color. Like, it was earlier in her color journey of bleaching locks or coloring locks. And I was well aware of that. Like, she posts her journey, so I was well aware that this was her, like, she was new to coloring locks. But I got my locks bleached twice in one like setting. So applied the bleach the first time. I guess it didn't take, or it didn't look the way that she wanted it to look. Hold on one second. So she applied bleach a second time in that same setting, and then she toned my hair with toner, and then we put a honey blonde dye on top of it. So my hair was bleached twice, then it was toned, then there was a honey blonde dye, and then she said in 2 to 3 weeks we could come back, re-dye, re-bleach it to like get it more even, and then re-dye it honey blonde. And I'm not a hairdresser, but like I said, I've been in the bleached hair world, and I just knew like that was bad for my hair specifically. So I would say do your research. No matter if it's someone that you're familiar with or it's someone that you're comfortable with going to, if you know that like color is just not their thing at this time, just skip it. Like, just don't go. The second thing that I would say, and I've said this before in, I believe, the 5 things that you need to know before getting your locks video that I made, but this point stands, okay? When you bleach your hair, whether it's loose, natural, whether it's a wig, whether it's synthetic hair, whether it's locks, you have to be ready to moisturize all the time. And that was something that I think I slacked on for sure. In this instance with locks, I could literally feel when my hair just didn't feel like moisturized. It was a weird time for me because, like I said, I was 8 months locked. So my locks are still forming and they're feeling different. They're getting thicker. The texture is changing. So I'm not sure if it's because I've bleached my locks or if it's because my texture is changing. But I let it go about 1.5 months with just spending more time learning more about how my locks actually feel, what they actually look like, what they feel like when they're dry versus not dry. And they were dry majority of the time. So I would say that you need to lock in on a moisturizing routine. Find what works for you. But this also leads into the third tip. Understand that your hair it's probably going to change once you bleach it. Bleach is a chemical, so when we think about what our clothes look like after we bleach them, it's pretty much ruined. I feel like bleach is doing the same thing to our hair, and so we have to basically fight against the bleach to keep our hair healthy. So what works for you before you bleach may not work for you after, and I am a clear testament to that, because before I got my hair bleached, I never used leave-in conditioner on my locks. I didn't want to because I thought that it would cause buildup in my locks, which I didn't want, so I never did that. But about 3 days after I got my locks bleached, I had done the oil, I had done the spray, and of course 3 days is not enough time to say that my hair is dry, but my locks felt very dry. And I remember my loctician basically saying, like, if you need help or if you don't really know how to care for bleached locks, just let me know and I'll give you some tips. So I let her know, and she had asked if I've been trying leave-in conditioner. So I went and got some leave-in conditioner. I diluted it. Well, I didn't really actually dilute it. I did half distilled water, half leave-in conditioner in a spray bottle, and I would include that about once a week, and that significantly helped. But that was not something that I was using before. So I'd say be prepared to understand that your locks are changing because you just put this chemical in your hair. So that means that your routine that you've created may also have to change. So this next one is a pro and a con. So the pro here is that my hair was completely blonde. My roots began to grow out and I could track my growth. So I'm like, hold up. My hair growing, like, yeah. But then when it came down to wanting to dye my roots back blonde, I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to go back to my loctician for the obvious reasons. I didn't really want to spend time trying to find someone else to do it, and doing it on my own just was not an option for me. So I would say having bleached hair, having bleached locks is nice, especially with the locks and tracking your growth. But when it comes to wanting to touch up those roots, just be prepared for that as well. Like, bleaching your locks feels like a lifelong commitment. It feels like welcome to death row, like that TikTok. That is also something that I never really considered. And I didn't think that it would. I thought it would be kind of cute. Like, I was like, oh, this will be cute, but it wasn't giving cute on me. It gives cute for other people, but for me, it was like, girl, you need to do something about these roots. So that is one thing that I definitely didn't consider. And the last thing that I learned about having bleached locks, and one thing that you should consider before you bleach your locks, is that your like locked hair can fall out. Hear me out, because I probably didn't articulate that the way that I wanted to. But what I'm trying to say is, like, your hair can fall out. I think that makes actually like complete sense. Like, I would run my fingers through my hair when I'm moisturizing and like oiling, and I would have strands of hair coming out. And at this rate, I'm basically like almost completely locked. Yeah, so that's another thing. Pay attention to your hair. Pay attention to how your hair is reacting to this chemical, because it's going to change. It's going to change, period. There's no, oh, like maybe I'll be different. Like, no, your hair is going to change. It's just up to you whether it changes drastically or whether you can catch it, or whether you're so on top of it that it only changes for that one day and then your moisture routine is top notch and you're good, you know? But basically, I feel like you have to consider a lot of things before you bleach your locks, because this essentially for me is a journey that I'm planning on being on for a while, and I literally would have been devastated. Like, I've seen horror stories of like people's locks falling out. I quite literally would have lost my mind and shaved my head bald. So definitely consider these things before you bleach your locks. And if you've already bleached your locks, just moisturize them, okay? And you'll be good. That's all you gotta do, just moisturize. Moral of the story, moisturize. But that's the end of this video. I hope you guys were able to take some tips and tricks and learn from me. You can check out my Instagram. It's at naywiththelocks. It literally starts from the very first day that I bleached my hair all the way to the very last day that I had bleached hair. I dropped some hints and tidbits and things that I've learned and more tricks that I may not have mentioned in the video in my captions. So yeah, Nay with the Locks on Instagram if you want to see what my journey was like. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and honestly subscribe to my channel and share this video with someone who's thinking about bleaching their locks and doesn't know what they're getting themselves into. But anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.